2016's breakout star, Millie Bobby Brown! Okay, it's a lot of people. Well, welcome to Seattle, first of all. Thank you. Okay, Stranger Things, such a huge, phenomenal show. You were amazing in the role. You were 11 when you filmed also, right?
I got the job
Okay.
when I was 11, and then I turned 12 on the show, and it was very confusing for everybody. So it's like, how old is she?
Do I tell anyone that I'm turning
I don't know,
12?
so I was just like, I'm just going to keep it a secret, and then it came out that I was actually turning 13, and then I was like, this is going terribly wrong.
I mean, the character is so unique. The show's premise is so unique, and there really hadn't been anything done like that before. When you first read the script and were approached about the role, what was your initial takeaway?
I was quite confused, to be honest with you. Because, well, the show, it was called Montauk at first, and I didn't know I was actually called 11, and I didn't know I had powers, and when I found out that I actually, I was like actually quite a big role, I just thought I was going to be kind of like, alright, but I turned out to be so, relatable and loved, and just like Barb was, But, so, yeah, and I loved the show. As soon as I read the first episode, and I loved the boys, and working with them was awesome, and knowing Winona Ryder was going to be on it, it just drew me in.
Well, I mean, what's not to love about Winona Ryder?
Yeah, come on.
The show takes place, obviously, in the 80s. You're
Yes.
not around in the 80s. What is your impression of that decade?
It was awesome. And this is the thing. I think that 2017, it's not very good. I want to go back to the 80s because the hairstyles and the clothing and the people, and people had so much freedom back then. They could ride on their bikes and they could go outside and everything's normal, whereas now, if I go outside, the danger that this world is in right now, and back then, you had that freedom, and I kind of get jealous of my mum and dad when they're like, oh, we just went over to the store when we was 12, and I'm like, can I? They're like, no. No, that's what are you trying to do, kill yourself? I'm like, no, I just want to go get some milk.
I mean, the 80s were, they were a very carefree time, and I think it's reflective if you, like you mentioned, the wardrobe, it's colorful, it's bright, fun, carefree as well. Yes, I love it. So 11, she does not have the advantage of showing her emotions through too many words. And as an actress, that must have been a bit of a challenge to, have to portray sadness, anger, fear through only facial expressions primarily. Can you talk a little bit about your approach with that?
Well, yeah, I mean, when I read the script, I was like, what am I doing? I was like, this is not fun. I didn't think, at first I was like, I have no lines, I have, all I have to do is everything with my face, this is going to be so easy. And then when I done episode 1, I was like, wow, it's difficult. I have a whole nother, I have 7 episodes to go, yay. And then the first 2 episodes, it was very difficult for me because I was trying to become 11, and now I am 11, and I'm, going onto set now, and I'm like, it's not hard for me anymore because 11's part of me, and it's very easy for me to become her, and it doesn't take time, I don't have to go into my trailer and be like, okay, here we go, I'm 11, I'm really sad, I have no family, not like that, and some people, it's helpful to some people, but for me, I'm like, 11 is part of me now.
That's amazing. And it's interesting because you've been acting a few years, I think since you were 9, so, 4 years.
A really long time.
A really long time, a very long career. But a very, very remarkable career in that you have the BBC series where you also play a dark character, and then 11, and I'm just curious, are you drawn more to the darker material, or?
Yes. No, I'm kidding. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I love Disney Channel and like Hannah Montana. I never ever wanted to be on Disney Channel. I thought, that's not me, it's not what I want to do. I can't jump up and down every 24/7 and be like, it's not me. I needed to cry, I needed to feel pain, and like, that sounds really crazy, but I couldn't be on Disney Channel, and that's what I think drew me into drama, and you know, I was a possessed serial killer. I was also a girl from a laboratory that had a terrible life, but now I met this guy, and yeah, so that's basically what I like.
It's good to know that life is, your art is not imitating your life, because you have a very, obviously, if you follow her on Instagram, she loves coming to these things. She's obviously a very carefree girl, so.
Oh yeah, no, I don't take this too seriously, to be honest with you. You see, going and meeting, you know, the President of the United States, and obviously, like, meeting Leonardo DiCaprio. I died. No joke, I died. But, like, meeting all these people, it's incredible, but going to these events and interacting with all my wonderful fans is so much better.
Like where you saw, you know, a parade of 11s, you know, honoring your performance and a character you created?
So my first ever Comic-Con was in London, and it was very weird. I was like, what are these people doing? And I didn't have a panel, I just had a signing, and I was like, oh, thank you so much, thank you. And I just didn't really know what was going on. And then I went to Manila. That's where it changed. I saw grown men dressed as 11, and I'm like, okay, alright, that's normal.
And it is normal.
Which is very normal, you know, obviously on a daily basis, I dress up as men. But, you know, so like, at Manila, they were crazy, and it was a much larger room, but they were actually crushing each other. And I was like, you need to guys, it's fine, I'm normal, I'm very human. And they were like, Millie! I was like, okay. And then I went to Dallas and here, it was just amazing, and New York, which was crazy. So like, I've been to all this is my 15th Comic-Con, and I love it, it's the best thing ever.
Well, don't slow down, because they love having you here. Began developing the series, I think, in 2012, and then when it finally came to fruition was filming, obviously a few years later. When you got the role, were you given all the scripts at once, or were you still, no, you were still tiered out? Tell us.
You gotta remember, this is Netflix we're talking about, and they burn their scripts. So they didn't even write episode 1 when they cast me. They just was like, we had this character, we want you to play it, don't ask questions. So I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And so I didn't get any roles, like, at all. So I was like, really, my acting career is over. Oh, you know, maybe I do have to go to Disney Channel. It's never no, you can catch me on there, Jessie. Hey Jessie, you see me on there. No, so I, you know, obviously when I auditioned for the role, I was like, I have no idea what this is about, and they told me a little bit about it, but I had no idea, and that's when we went to the read-through, and I was like, wow, this is cool. I read the first 6 episodes, and Winona was like, Millie, this is amazing, and everybody was like turning to each other like, I'm glad we signed up for this. And when we was filming it, we had no idea it would be this big. I mean, we thought it was good ourselves, we thought it would be like a 5 out of 5 on Netflix, but we didn't think it would win a SAG award. Yeah.
How far after the series debuted did you realize, wow, this is something that's really resonating with people on a, you know, on a level that's a little bit bigger than a normal procedural or something?
A day after, I hit 100,000 followers.
Oh wow.
So, that was kind of
The
crazy.
day after it premiered?
Yes.
Oh wow.
And then a month later, I hit 1 million. And then 2 months later, I hit 2 million. And now I'm at 3 million. And I'm like, wow, where have I been? Like, what am I doing? And it's not about the followers, but like that, like how many people is that? You know, it's like crazy. And to think that they're watching me and my dad go to Starbucks and, you know, like just posting things that are crazy, and they're like, this is entertaining. I'm like, okay, sure.
No pressure. I mean, just 3 million people watching your, yeah.